Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. US President Donald Trump concluded 2 days of talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing on May 15th, according to Charbit Shinmun. On his return flight, Trump told reporters that Taiwan was discussed a lot during the meetings. Regarding arms sales to Taiwan, he stated, "I will decide soon." Trump emphasized that he made no promises to President Xi concerning Taiwan and noted that Xi does not want war. He also indicated that he would consult with Taiwanese leaders before making a decision on arms sales. The two leaders also held a tea ceremony-style meeting at Zhongnanhai, during which Trump expressed gratitude for a great trade deal benefiting both nations. Additionally, they discussed the situation in Iran, with Trump reporting that they hold similar views on Iran not acquiring nuclear weapons and ensuring the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, and that Xi offered assistance in this matter. CBS News reports that tensions between Iran and the U.S. remain high, with conflicting statements from both sides. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araqi declared that his country cannot trust the Americans at all, despite efforts to maintain a shaky ceasefire to allow for diplomacy. Araqi also claimed Iran emerged victorious from the conflict, capable of confronting major global powers, and expressed openness to China's assistance in resolving the situation. Meanwhile, President Trump asserted that the U.S. controls the vital Strait of Hormuz and had essentially wiped out Iran's armed forces. Trump indicated he's growing impatient for a nuclear deal with Tehran, but noted Chinese President Xi Jinping shares his desire to end the war and reopen the strait, reportedly promising not to supply military equipment to Iran. Iranian Foreign Minister Araqi announced on May 15th that Iran has received a message from the United States indicating its intention to continue talks aimed at ending hostilities. The statement was made in New Delhi, India, where Araqi was attending a BRICS foreign ministers meeting, as reported by AFP news agency. The U.S. had previously presented a proposal regarding the cessation of conflict, to which Iran had responded. However, U.S. President Trump had expressed dissatisfaction with the content of Iran's reply, leading to a stagnation in negotiations between the two countries. Minister Araqi further explained that the latest message from the U.S. reiterated its desire to continue dialogue. Nevertheless, he also emphasized, according to Reuters, that Iran does not trust the United States. He affirmed that Iran would only participate in further discussions if the U.S. demonstrates genuine seriousness in its intentions. This highlights the ongoing tension and preconditions set by Iran for any future diplomatic engagement. GD Prep. NBC News reports that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is confronting a significant leadership challenge from within his Labour Party following the resignation of Health Secretary Wes Streeting. This political turmoil stems from recent midterm-style local election losses and a series of scandals that led Starmer to dismiss several key allies. Streeting declared that Starmer will not lead the Labour Party into the next general election and called for a bold vision and bigger solutions. While Streeting has not yet formally triggered a contest, he is considered a strong contender, representing the centrist Blairite wing, though his views might alienate left-wing factions. Other notable figures include Andy Burnham, the popular mayor of Greater Manchester, who is currently ineligible as he's not an MP but is being cleared a path back to Parliament. Angela Rayner, Starmer's outspoken former deputy, recently cleared of tax wrongdoing, also eyes a bid. Ed Miliband, a former party leader, might step forward if others do not, despite his past electoral defeat to state. Despite being Britain's most unpopular PM, Starmer benefits from Labour's party rules, which require 20% of MPs to coalesce around a specific challenger, making it harder to oust a leader than under conservative rules. Starmer's loyalists advocate stability amidst global crises. Outsiders like Al Carnes, Yvette Cooper, and Shabana Mahmood are also mentioned. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that he discussed North Korea with Chinese President Xi Jinping during their summit in Beijing this week, according to Yonhap news agency. Trump, who has expressed his desire to re-engage with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, made these remarks to reporters aboard Air Force One while en route to Washington. Although the specifics of their North Korea discussion remain undisclosed, there was prior speculation that Trump might seek China's assistance to facilitate a resumption of diplomatic talks with the reclusive regime. Beyond North Korea, President Trump also stated that he extensively discussed Taiwan with President Xi, adding that he perceives no conflict on this issue, despite China considering the self-governing democracy as part of its territory. On the topic of Iran, Trump indicated he was amenable to a 20-year suspension of Iran's nuclear program, provided Tehran demonstrates a real commitment. This follows a previous statement where Trump emphasized that Iran must not possess nuclear weapons without a time limit. He further mentioned discussing sanctions on Chinese oil companies for purchasing Iranian oil, with a decision on lifting them expected soon. Economically, Trump highlighted China's agreement to purchase 200 Boeing aircraft with a potential for up to 750,000. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.